What's up, y'all? I'm your girl, the Benji B. What you watching on TV? I am back, y'all. And so listen, Love Island is getting ready to wrap it up. We got family night. So the only reason I'm coming on here now is because I wanted to talk about family night. I had to talk about family night. Now, I am a person who, I think a lot of stuff goes on the Twitter, but I don't fuck with Twitter, right? I fuck with threads, right? So threads is, I guess, the equivalent, the Instagram equivalent of Twitter. And that is a lot of passion on the threads about the Love Island people. We've been debating about the Anayas and the Kensies and all that online and stuff like that, right? But family night really inspired me to get on here and do just a little dedicated talk. I want to talk about family night, right? Okay, so family night begins with everybody. I'm trying to think who's the first couple. So the first couple, Trinity and I was gonna say Trinity and Brittany. Trinity and Bryce, they family show up. So Trinity, I think her people, her mom and her sister, they pretty much look like what I thought they would look like. They look very well to do. They look like some little classy little black people, women's and stuff, and they cute, got their little hairs and all that little stuff, little makeups and stuff, big face. Like it was pretty typical. Bryce's mother and his grandmother showed up for him. Now, when I saw his mama and his grandma show up for him, and then I saw the way he responded to them coming in there. It brought tears to my eyes. I know everybody. Now, according to everybody on the threads and everybody all over the world, everywhere else, they just is convinced that Trinity and Bryce are scamming the public and that it's not real, it's not legitimate, and they don't really like each other that much. And I stand on the fact that that's probably why these motherfuckers work. That's why they work. Because they went into this with an objective. They found a partner that's on the same page and they're going to rock this shit out, right? Like, that's how that works. That's really how it works in real life. But a lot of us motherfuckers is wandering around here looking like Melanie's deluded ass. We gonna get to her in a minute. I'm gonna get to her in a minute. But so anyway, Trinity and Bryce's family show up, and I was really kind of concerned because I know we supposed to pretend like race is not an issue, right? Especially when you be on TV in the TV spaces. Like all the people like to pretend like all the people is equal and the same, but really they know goddamn well that shit don't really be how that is. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw the mama and the grandma come in, and quite frankly, like they're on national television, so they really could still be faking, and they might not be that thrilled with their baby boy linking up with this black ass girl. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But they seem receptive. And the grandma, I just don't think that lady was acting. I thought she was so cute. She was so cute. She was so real. She was kind of talking shit to him a little bit. Like the grandma was really cute. And one thing that I noticed now, I'm a mother to a son, right? And so what I really thought about was, especially when Bryce's mama was telling him, she was like, yeah, watching you on TV, she was like, I am so proud of you, and I was like, that's true. Because Bryce haven't done a whole bunch of wilding out. He's not exceptionally disrespectful. He's a respectful young man. Even if he's scamming and he just latched onto the girl that latched onto him so they could come away with this with $100,000, I don't see nothing wrong with that shit. I just got to keep it all the way 100. I'm not mad, okay? But out of all of them, I think he will probably come out with the least tarnished reputation as far as the boys is concerned, right? And I was like, that's so sweet. It really is very, very, very sweet. So it made me tear up watching him talk to his mom and his grandma. I also like the fact that they were very positive outright, like in front of the people in the cameras. They was very positive about Trinity. They seemed to really like her. Trinity's people seemed like they kind of liked him a little bit. Her mama was like, well, we can tell it's real because you was crying. And I don't know. I feel like I feel like Trinity's mama and sister don't really feel like they say they feel. Now, I'm also, to be fair, I think that could be possible for Bryce's mama, right? I think that could be possible for Bryce's mama. Grandma, she look like she up for some shit. She been on this planet for years. She like, fuck it. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? She like, it's time for y'all to go to the hideout. Y'all been in here way too long. Y'all need to go to, what is the hideaway, whatever the room is over there with the paddles and the whips and shit. Y'all need to go up in there. Y'all been in here too long. So it was cute to see the grandma. So I fuck with grandma. But I don't think Trinity, mama, and them really is convinced of it. I don't know. Apparently none of the rest of America is convinced of Trinity and Bryce. I'm still rooting for them. because I think they deserve the money more than all these other crooked motherfuckers. Honestly, I would say KC and TT probably could be up for it. I just don't think it's fair for them because they ain't been in there long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's not fair for TT to show up halfway through and then get the win, especially if you got folks that's still there that started at the beginning. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. I like them as a couple. So that's Trinity and Bryce. They was cute. I think they probably gonna try to at least be friends outside in the real world, hopefully. So let's do KC and TT next. So KC and TT, mama and sisters come in there. TT's mom and her cousin came in, and then KC's mom and his sister came in. Now, I have to say, I think the TT's family, they thought that he was cute and they kind of like him. Because, I think KC is a good dude. KC, to me, is also one of the better guys. It seemed like they are in the villa. Outside of him hurting Anaya's feelings, and everybody's saying that he disrespected her. Now, I understand her feeling disrespected, because if anybody get called grandma in front of other people, that feels disrespectful. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think KC was all that disrespectful to her. He was in a room talking to his friends. And you talk about your friends. I mean, you talk about your loved one with your friends in a way that you're not going to say in front of them. Everybody do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that he was that disrespectful. So I'm saying all that to say that I think that he is probably second in line for me when it comes to the dudes and like how they come off in the house. So KC, I think is a pretty decent guy. TT's people like him. Now let's get to KC's sister and his mama. Now his sister is all for it. She is with the shit. Okay, she's up in there. Oh, you guys are so cute. He's smiling and this and that. KC mama didn't look like she was with the shit. KC mama had this weird upturned nose thing going on. I was like, girl, what's on your mind? Like, ma'am, talk to us, mama. What's going on? What is you really thinking? She was very quiet when they all met. And then like she just had like this stinking ass face. Like, was it me? Maybe it was me. I could just be overreacting. But his mama had like such a stinky face. I was like, girl, you in Fiji, bitch. What is wrong with you? You ain't came to Fiji? Got you a free trip? Like, what? She looks angry. Maybe something foul happened behind the scenes that we didn't know about before she came in, because she did not look moved at all. She did not seem like she was that impressed with TT or none of that. She wasn't overtly nasty, but y'all know stank when y'all see stank. You understand what it is when somebody ain't feeling the vibe of whatever the situation is going on. So I don't know how that's gonna fare. Now they say that they for real and that she ain't never had no boyfriend. So KC gonna be her first boyfriend. They gonna pick this up on the outside of the house. So the jury is out on that. We gonna see how that work out. But I was like, why the fuck is his mama looking like that? Girl, what's wrong with you? You wanna argue. So anyway, then we do Anaya and Carl. So Anaya's mom and her sister come in. Beautiful ladies, again, very cute. They look pretty much like what you would think her family would look like. Her mama looked super young though. That was surprising to me. But they were beautiful. They came in. Carl's mom and his sister came in. When I tell you, Carl's mama looked like a sage, like angelic. She is so beautiful, right? I think he said she Chinese. I think she Chinese. I don't know what she is, but she is, and she kind of tall. Well, maybe it was her shoes. It was probably her shoes. But she kind of tall. She had very long, and her hair is in that stage between gray, where it's like turning gray, right? So it's like long and flowing, and it's kind of white, but it's still got like a little dark to it. But it ain't really salt and pepper because it's not speckled. It's just like she was bad to the motherfucker. I was like, yo, his mother is gorgeous, gorgeous. And his sister is cute too. His sister just look like a girl him. You know what I mean? Like they're cute. I think they're cute in the face or whatever. But I was struck by how gorgeous his mama was. Like, was she a model or some shit? I don't know. Anyway, his mom and sister were very receptive to Anaya, and her mom and sister were receptive to him. It was really pretty corny and a little cheesy. Everybody was talking about how wonderful and kind and believing and amazing everybody was. Like, girl, whatever. But let me tell you what made me excited about Anaya's visit. So, when the people come in, right? Everybody get to meet up. You meet my mama and my daddy, and I meet your mama and your daddy, and then we go to our corners with our families. Well, when Carl and his mama and sister went to their corner, Anaya and her sister and her mama went to their corner. Anaya's mama checked her motherfucking ass. Checked her. She said, Anaya, why is you telling Melanie that she needs to be with? I don't think you was being a good friend. I have been saying it the entire time that I've been watching this show, that Anaya is getting on my fucking nerves. Not only because of her interactions with KC, but because of this weird, stupid, encouraging shit that she would do with Melanie. And like, it's like playing in a bitch face. Like, why are you telling this girl that she should be team sincere? Like, is the goal just okay? Just be team sincere, bitch. Get the money, and then go on and do something else. But why is y'all gassing her up and trying to make her feel like it's some hope? It ain't no hope in this shit. It ain't no hope in this shit. So Naya really pissed me off with that. I think she's a horrible human being for doing that. I don't think she's a horrible human being. I think that girl ain't, she don't mean no harm. So I don't think she's a horrible human being. I think she's just dumb and a motherfucker. That's all. But her mama brought it up and it just, oh, my toes curled. I was so excited to hear somebody else say that to her face where she could hear it. And she'll probably get out and see all the people online and all their reviews and what they got to say about it. And so she'll know how the world felt. But it was just really refreshing to see somebody say that shit in her face right there, right then. Thank you, mama. Then we do Zach and Kata's family come. So Kata's mama and her sister came in. Her sister thick as a motherfucker. Her sister look, you can see the black in her sister. I mean, you can see it on Kata too, really. But her sister look horny. She got her daddy side of the family. You know what I'm talking about? But so her sister and her mom come. And then Zach's two siblings come. So we get to see Charlie from the other seasons of Love Island when he was on there. I think Charlie is so sexy. I don't know if it's his voice. I think it's his voice. I think he got that raspy, like he need a throat lozenge or some shit. And then on top of it, you got that accent. I don't know if it's Australian or British. They say they from Australia, but they live in Birmingham, which is in the UK. I don't know where these motherfuckers live. But Charlie is so fucking sexy to me. I just couldn't figure out why nobody would couple up with him when he was on there for his seasons. In any case, we get a chance to get a little taste of Charlie. He comes in there with a sister who looks. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna say that because that's not her fault, and I'm not gonna be mean because that's not nice. I would just say all the boys in that family got the looks. We gonna leave that there. Okay. So Kata and Zach, they families come in. Of course, they like each other and this and that or whatever. Again, it's pretty corny, cheesy, the whole fake, oh, we love you so much and you guys are so happy. Da, da, da. Now I can see why Zach and his sister would like Kata. Because Kata is cute and she kind of unpredictable, like she a little firecracker and stuff like that. Like I can see them liking her. She's a safe sister to them, right? She kind of like what you go for if you kind of like black girls, but you think they too dangerous. So you go get you one. They got some black in them, and they got them tendencies, but then still they got a white mama, so they probably a little more safe than the real motherfuckers that be up in the hood. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's what they give me as far as how they see Kata. Hey, no judgment from me. I'm just saying, right? I'm just calling a thing a thing. So yeah. So then there's that part. They like her or whatever. I can't really remember if I think they like I think the Kata's mama and sister kind of liked Zach or whatever. Of course, they talked a little bit about the whole thing with the Casa Amor, which they wasn't really too thrilled with that, but he was a lot more respectful, I think, than Sincere was, and I promise we gonna get there in a minute. So yeah, that went okay. And then next couple we had was Kenzie and Dylan. Oh, y'all, that segment is so fucking fake. It just made you know how now I don't know if y'all drink or not, but sometimes you'll drink and you drink a lot. And so sometimes it's like this sweet spot between where you drunk so much to where you make yourself sick, but then you don't drink quite enough to get to the sick point. So your stomach just feel like a little queasy, right? Like a little like if you cough hard, like it's a wrap. So you got to try to move slow and you don't want to cough or talk too loud or do no sudden movements because you might throw up. That's what watching Kenzie and Dylan's segment felt like to me. They are so fucking phony. They are so fucking phony. Kenzie's brother and her mother came in, and then Dylan's mom and his sister came in there. Wait, was it his mama and his sister? I can't remember who came in for Dylan. I think it was a mama and a sister for him too. But I know Kenzie's brother and her mom came in, and it just was this weird thing where she's talking about how much she like him and she like him so much and how she could see him in the outside world with her family and all of that. I mean, it made my stomach fucking curdle. And then the mama and the brother on top of it, they're like, oh, well, he's a really good fit and this and that. And he reminds me of your dad. And They are so fucking corny. I just don't like them people. I don't know. Maybe I need to check and analyze myself. Like, why do I feel like that about them? I don't really know what it is. It's just super fake. It's like superficial, super surface level. It's like, are y'all capable of any type of depth at all? It made my back itch. I couldn't stand watching them, and I was really hoping it would breeze over. I'm gonna tell you what I think about Dylan. I think Dylan and the outside world probably wouldn't even be trying to be with Kenzie. I think Dylan is just like most cats, where he just want to bust her ass wide open. And from the looks of things, it probably wouldn't be too difficult for him to do it. It seems like there's fairly simple and easy access to that thing if you just play your cards right, you know. But I think that's really what he's holding out for. Holding out for the $100,000, and then if he can get a little ass on the side, he'd probably be happy. And then I think he'd be okay. Oh, it was not his sister. It was Dylan's mama and his best friend. Here's what I was thinking that whole time. It came to me, y'all. I be moving slow sometimes. Forgive me. So as Dylan's mama and best friend was talking to Kenzie, I was thinking to myself how much cuter the best friend was than Dylan. And I know Kenzie's hot in the ass was thinking the same thing. So would you really want that problem, sir? Would you really want to connect yourself to someone who you be afraid to leave your woman sitting on the couch in the living room while you go to the kitchen to get you a Gatorade and you don't know what's going, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, jeez. Oh my God. Anyway, that was uneventful and unnecessary and phony as hell. So, and then lastly, we get to Melanie and Sincere's families. Melanie's mom and her sister come in. Sincere's father and his brother come in. So they meet up. They have like the kind of a tough conversation with the families. Now, I will say this about Daddy, okay? So Sincere's daddy went into this whole thing about berating Sincere in front of them, and he was like, you know, we don't do that in his family, and I was watching it, and I don't like how you was treating her, and I wasn't even gonna come, but then I came because I had to set you straight. And he was saying that to Sincere in front of Melanie and her family, because I think they all kind of knew what it was gonna be. Sincere been moving in that motherfucker real sloppy, like, right? So he had to know, and he was a little nervous before everybody met up. They had to know that there was gonna be a little slight twinge of heat from the other side, just based on how he'd been getting down. And so Daddy just dived right into it. Now I have to say, I do respect that. He wasn't on no fake shit. Well, he kind of was on some fake shit. But what I mean is, he was really very pro Melanie and just really pro, like, trying to let her know that he's on her side in the whole situation, and, you know, and that his son, he needs to do better and this and that. And so that's cute or whatever. And the sister and the mom on Melanie's side, they talked a little bit while the whole family was together and was kind of like, you know, we want to see things be better. And, you know, they were very vague while everybody was sitting together. But then Melanie and her sister and her mother go up to, it wasn't Soul Ties, where they go to, that little jungle looking room up there with the trees and shit. So they go up there and they talk, and Sincere and his dad and his brother, they stay downstairs and was sitting on some of the couches. I think so I'm gonna start with Sincere's dad. Right now, here's the thing. Now, you always want to make sure you have a family member that's gonna call you on your shit, or a friend that's gonna, you know, you want people that's gonna be around you that's looking out for your best interest. So sometimes your best interests don't call for them kissing your ass and making your feelings feel better. Sometimes it call for them being like, say, you need to get your shit together because this is not it. Now, that part of this I respected with the father. What I thought was very bizarre was how hard he was going. I thought it was really bizarre how hard he was going in that moment. And I don't know if maybe the cameras and like knowing you on TV makes that a little more relevant, like where you feel like you gotta go a little bit harder or what. I'm not a Sincere fan at all, but I didn't like how beat up. It just felt like the folks on his side shouldn't be there to beat him up. Like if I'm there in a situation, now mind you, I don't even like Sincere's movements. I don't like the way Sincere move. I don't think he's a horrible, evil dude, but like I told y'all in his summary that I did earlier, he is the nice guy fuck boy. He's the fuck boy that's real sweet and kind and gentle and quiet, but he's the most dangerous kind. Right. So I'm not a fan of his per se. But I also, if he was my family member, I don't think I would have beat him up like that, especially in front of her. Right. I probably would have said, like, you know, I don't know. I was really surprised to see him moving like that because that ain't what I'm used to. But, you know, things happen or whatever. Or maybe I would have just kept my mouth off of that altogether. Let them talk about it, you know. So the dad kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. I thought he was going way too hard. Now, Melanie and her mother and sister, when they talk, Melanie's sister, oh, she's a breath of fucking fresh air. She was saying everything to Melanie that I think millions of us that's watching this show wanted to say, right? And it's the fact that Sincere is playing in your face. He is playing in your face and he is being very blatantly disrespectful. Baby, he is on TV. He can't even control himself and fake his way through the process while he got millions of fucking eyeballs watching him. What the fuck make you think he gonna get back to town where it ain't no cameras and it's quiet and it's dark rooms and he gonna be true and tell you the truth? That's just not how this shit works. I'm just saying. And so I like that her sister talked life into her and tried to remind her of her strength and that she can be strong and she can move around without him. And it don't mean that she's weak or none of that. But her sister was like, he's playing you. Like this is not the type of connection that you're gonna want. And I believe that. I stand on it. I think if she keep fucking with Sincere for whatever the fucking reason, whether it's for just $100,000 or whether it's because she really thinks she love him and they might be able to work something out, whatever her reason is, this motherfucker's gonna age her 20 years in just one. This is a summer. This is a summer, and it's the first summer that they are meeting. Can you imagine what she gonna look like in 5 years fucking with him? And all these worries and all these things she got going on in the background, trying to hope he gonna do the right thing and this and that. What? So anyway, the end of family night, her sister gets her together about that shit. The daddy get him together. They leave. Now, another important note that I noticed was that when everybody else's family came in, everybody went into the photo booths and they took their photos. Melanie, Sincere, and their families was the only ones that did not go do that. They did not take the photos in the photo booth together, right? So as they leave out, everybody is talking at the end. I guess a couple hours passed, whatever. Everybody kind of sitting around and reviewing the day or whatever. Melanie goes into this whole fucking speech. Oh, excruciating watching this shit. It really is. So Melanie goes into this whole speech to Sincere. You know, she's like, well, my sister was really not happy with the way you've been treating me and the way things have been going. And, you know, things have got to change. And everybody's telling me that I should leave you alone, but I'm not going to leave you alone because I want to give you another chance and I want to see what would happen. But I want you to know it's going to be a lot of work and if you're willing to do the work, but it's not going to be easy and we've got to build the trust. You know, she's giving him this whole rundown and this and that and this whole thing about how what he going to have to do to be with her and how he going to have to tell the truth and how he's going to be hard work and this and that. And Sincere sitting there with this blankest look on his face where you can see this motherfucker calculating like, bitch, I don't know if this is that serious to me, right? He's not going to do the work, Melanie. He doesn't have to do the work. Both of y'all are very, very young. And now this motherfucker have been on TV. So that means he got some highness. Don't they call him highness? He got the highness out there waiting in the corner, right? He got some highness out there waiting on him. So I don't know what she's expecting him to do or how much hope she actually has in him showing that he really wants this and prove it. That motherfucker ain't finna prove shit to you. I hope for all intents and purposes, if y'all stay in a competition, I hope y'all win the money and split it. Since Sir's ass so motherfucking dirty, he might well keep that money for himself. He might well get the $100,000 and not even split it with your dumb ass. I hate to call her dumb because, quite frankly, we have all been dumb before. Like one of my viewers was telling me in the chat, you can see the PTSD. It is PTSD. It is. We have all been dumb. You know, we have all been in situations that we was in way too long and we shouldn't have been there. And we knew better, but we were just hoping for something different. So in that sense, my little heart go out to Melanie. I know oh my God. It's hard to watch that shit. It's like watching a baby carriage on a train track and you see the train coming and you just want to push that motherfucker off the thing. But like maybe it's like a rattlesnake or something in between you and the stroller so you can't get over there or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so hard to watch that in real time. It is really hard. But whatever the case is, Melanie decides she gonna give him some more chances. Since Sir, he say he in it and then he willing to do whatever, but that motherfucker lying. He is not willing to do the work and build the trust, and he sure ain't gonna face her sister in him no more. That's a wrap. So I don't know. I just had to talk about family night, y'all. So we getting down to the wire. I think the finale is gonna be on the 12th. Today is the 10th. So that puts us in what Sunday night is gonna be the finale, which is great because I got to be dedicated to Big Brother now. And so yeah, so I feel like Trinity and Bryce may win. I don't know. America is pretty divided on that. Everybody is saying how fake they are, but I think they are more real than most of the other couples in there. Because even if they came in on friendship vibes, they done kind of fused themselves together. So I'm hoping that they'll pull this out together. I really want Bryce and Trinity to win. Real talk. I really do. I want Dylan and Kenzie to go home. I think they need to be eliminated on tonight's episode. Hopefully when they having their last little dinner and Ariana wanted her little ass up in there, she'll be like, okay, everybody stand around, gather around. We three couples gonna be dumped from the island. I really hope and pray Kenzie and Dylan is one of the couples. I really wouldn't be mad to see Anaya and Carl be one of the couples too. I'm just we over them. They not really into each other like that. It's just I don't know. So my hope is for Trinity and Bryce. I don't know. I may come back and talk about it after the finale, but that's all I got to say about this shit, y'all. That's it. I can't even do my outro right. I'm so goddamn out of breath and tired talking about this bullshit. That's all I got to say about this shit, y'all. I'm your girl, Benji B. Finna go find me something else to watch on TV.